It was so vicious. They butchered her, and this person is walking around out there. And it's scary.
Police suspect Bernadette knew her killer.
Peace and tranquility, the comforting rhythms of life in a quaint seaside town. This illusion was shattered one autumn day in 2002 in the coastal hamlet of Victor Harbor, Australia. What darkness lurks behind closed doors, even in the most idyllic places? A loving mother viciously ended in her own home. A frantic daughter who made the horrific discovery upon returning from school. Investigators confronted with a baffling crime scene, evidence of a frenzied attack which spared no brutality. Shockwaves reverberated through the tight-knit community, challenging their sense of security. Love and jealousy breed obsession. Obsession gives way to rage. What truly drives someone to extinguish a human life with such savage force? As investigators pursue elusive justice, we seek meaning amidst the ashes of a life cut short. The quest begins in a seaside haven where darkness descended one fateful day. So sit back, grab a cup of your favorite drink, and brace yourself, for this is not a tale for the faint of heart. Hi guys, and welcome back to Crimeco, where we break down some of the most gruesome true crime cases from all over the world, giving you the most up-to-date detailed information. If that sounds like something you are interested in, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like. A like from you really helps the channel. Thank you. Now let's dive in. The stunning Fleurieu Peninsula curves gently along the South Australian coastline. Known for picturesque beaches and rolling vineyards, it attracts tourists seeking a taste of the idyllic seaside lifestyle. Victor Harbor epitomizes this charmed image, a quaint town nestled on Encounter Bay, about an hour south of Adelaide. On October 25, 2002, the tranquil ambience was shattered. 46-year-old Bernadette Liston was discovered ended in her home on Ives Crescent by her 12-year-old daughter Jennifer. Bernadette had been bashed, shot, and hurt with a blade multiple times in what investigators described as a frenzied attack. Jennifer had returned from school around 3:30 p.m. to find what was left of mother, frantically running for help. Earlier that morning, around 9:30 a.m., Bernadette's partner, Frankie Marshall, had left with their 4-year-old daughter, Rebecca. They supposedly visited a cemetery, then returned after the sad discovery. Police believe Bernadette was ended that morning by someone she knew, as there were no signs of forced entry. The vicious nature of the attack suggested a crime of passion fueled by explosive emotion. Suspicion swirled around those closest to Bernadette, whose tangled relationships pointed to complex motives beneath the town's placid facade. The case sent shockwaves through quiet Victor Harbor. As investigators dug into Bernadette Liston's background, they uncovered surprising details about her personal relationships. A review of the forensic evidence revealed telling clues about the ender's identity. Red footprints at the scene exactly matched Frankie's shoe size and tread. And authorities discovered the ending weapon was a gun registered under Frankie's name. Armed with this damning new information, police arrested Frankie and charged her with Bernadette's ending. The sensational trial transporting viewers back to the couple's fateful relationship. They learned how Bernadette and Frankie first bonded as grieving mothers after both tragically lost their young sons. Bernadette had been in a long-term lesbian partnership with Frankie Marshall. In 1998, they arranged for Frankie's brother Daryl Purcell to biologically father a child, Rebecca. But as witnesses described, passions ignited between Daryl and Bernadette during their intimate attempts to conceive. They fell deeply in love and were secretly planning a future together, unaware that Frankie was catching onto their betrayal. Days before the ending, Bernadette wrote a letter to her sister saying her relationship with Frankie was falling apart. She planned to leave Frankie for Daryl, even hoping to marry him. Prosecutors painted a vivid picture of Frankie's explosive jealousy and rage as she discovered Bernadette's intentions to leave her. They argued only she could have committed the crime in such an intimate, frenzied manner. In August 2008, 6 years after the crime, Frankie Marshall was arrested and charged with Bernadette's ending. During the sensational trial, prosecutors painted her as a jealous lover who brutally ended Bernadette upon learning of the relationship with Daryl. The defense contested the circumstantial evidence. In a surprise verdict, the judge acquitted Frankie of the crime, ruling the case lacked definitive proof beyond reasonable doubt. 16 years later, Bernadette's case remains unsolved. Police hope continued publicity will pressure someone with information to finally come forward. Bernadette's family still agonizes over her ender walking free, hoping one day justice will be served.
It was so vicious. They butchered her, and this person is walking around out there. And it's scary.
The acquittal of Frances Frankie Marshall in Bernadette Liston's death sent shockwaves through the town of Victor Harbor. Many believed she got away with savagely ending her partner in a jealous rage. Police continued reviewing the case, hoping additional evidence would surface to finally obtain a conviction. In 2016, Bernadette's daughter Jennifer decided to break her silence in a bid to spark new leads. Now 28, she gave gut-wrenching interviews recounting the trauma of discovering her mother's self as a child. She described the horrific scene and her frantic scream for help upon seeing the red floor. Jennifer also issued an emotional plea for anyone with information to come forward, saying her children had missed growing up with their grandmother. She longs to see justice served so her mother can finally rest in peace. Police remain baffled by the viciousness of the ending and the lack of apparent motive for any outside assailant. The excessive blade use and shooting indicates explosive rage, likely from someone close to Bernadette. Yet Frankie Marshall maintains her innocence despite suspicions from the Liston family. Without conclusive evidence, Bernadette's case hauntingly lingers as a cold case.
The Crown has mounted a dangerous prosecution. He told the South Australian Supreme Court the case against Frankie Marshall is based on speculation and suspicion.
Jennifer and police hope continued publicity will pressure someone to reveal secrets that can close this traumatic chapter. Perhaps one day, Jennifer's own children will get answers and resolution that eluded her. After Frankie's shocking acquittal, the Liston family were left reeling with more questions than answers about Bernadette's senseless ending. Though she remained the prime suspect, with the case gone cold, they turned their focus to honoring Bernadette's memory. Jennifer, now a mother herself, still treasured precious memories of silly games and tender moments with the mom tragically ripped from her childhood. She shared touching stories of Bernadette's passionate dreams to become a doting grandmother one day. Jennifer's own little ones will now sadly never experience their grandmother's warmth. Seeking to inspire hope from tragedy, Jennifer became an advocate for families who suffered from violent crimes. She emerged as a powerful voice, reminding the public of cold cases like Bernadette's that cry out for closure. Through Jennifer's tireless activism, funding and resources have improved for agencies investigating unsolved endings. Each small victory keeps her mother's spirit alive. The town of Victor Harbor also rallied around the Liston family, providing strength in numbers. Residents joined the call for justice, knowing the ender still walked among them. Fear mounted that someone capable of such remorseless brutality could strike again. While the years slid by with no break in the case, advances in investigative techniques kindled new hope. Bernadette's family watched anxiously as forensic evidence from the crime scene underwent DNA testing, but the long-awaited results only deepened the mystery. The DNA of an unidentified male was discovered on several key pieces of evidence. Investigators theorized an accomplice may have assisted Frankie in the crime, or at least the subsequent cover-up. This shocking twist propelled the case back into the spotlight. Reporters descended on Victor Harbor again, seeking clues about who else had their hands stained. Jennifer made an emotional public plea for this secondary suspect to come forward and identify Frankie as the real ender. But the DNA trail went cold, leaving more questions than answers. As the 16-year anniversary of her death approaches, Bernadette's family still wakes each day not knowing who snuffed out her vibrant life or why. But their unwavering quest for justice persists, no matter the passage of time. Bernadette remains forever frozen at 46, a loving mother stolen from this world far too soon. For police, the excessive brutality of the crime points to someone close to Bernadette, likely motivated by jealousy and rage. But without a confession or new evidence, they remain stymied in bringing charges. Frankie Marshall was acquitted in the first trial, leaving lingering suspicions but no definitive proof of her guilt. Ultimately, this case reveals the ripples a single act of evil sends through a community. It challenges the dark limits of human nature and tests the strength of our justice system in prosecuting ambiguous crimes. Most poignantly, the loss of Bernadette Liston shows the true cost of rage and the lives forever damaged in its wake. Jennifer hopes keeping the case in the public eye will prompt someone to finally come forward with answers. For now, she treasures memories of happier days with her mother, who missed seeing her children grow up. Perhaps one day the healing power of resolution will arrive. Until then, the search for truth continues. This concludes today's case on the devastating tragedy of Bernadette Liston. From this darkest of horrors, may we walk in the light. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest true crime cases. We appreciate having you as part of our community as we explore the mysteries that continue to fascinate us all. Stay curious and remember, justice may stay hidden in the darkest corner. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.